Hello everyone, my name is Dima, aka WolfEater, and this is Infantry Explanation. It's an update for the deck creation tutorial, as a lot of players do not know which infantry to use when, and that there is even a change in WAB, a huge change in WAB between infantry types and their abilities to work as well at different situations. I'll explaining. I'll try to explain all those situations plus the basics of all the infantry types, and from there you will just need to do the work actually to go into Google, go into Wiki, and search each infantry type weapon and see if it's which kind of a type, and that you will where you will know exactly how to use it in game. Also, I'll try to explain to you urban warfare for infantry in real life, and maybe that will give you a little bit more understanding of how to use your infantry also in urban. Uh, just so you know, there's from real life to WAB, there's a little bit of changes, and never mind. We'll go them throughout the tutorial. Okay. So the biggest change in between Wargame European Escalation and WAB is that now that the infantry have not only different weapons, their main guns, it's also act differently in different situations. So the three situations is static, move on the move, and in a close quarter combat warfare. Now, at some weapons under it, like the MGs, if you go into the infantry, you will see that there's a static nameplate under it. That means that that weapon can only shoot while it's static. So if you're attacking, let's say with 3 infantry, 1 building, and there is an enemy there, infantry, and you already see him, you can shoot at him. So instead of rushing all 3 units of infantry, stop 2 of them and just keep 1 moving forward. Okay. There is also 4 groups of weapons, and they are assault rifle, semi-assault rifle, carabine, and submachine gun. Those 3 types act differently at each situation, and I will name right now from the top to the bottom, from the top weapon to the bottom at each situation. So close quarter combat, the best is SMG, then AS, which is assault rifle, SA, which is semi-automatic, and carabine. Carabine is almost useless there. Static position, it's SA carabine and AS almost at the same position at the top, and this SMG is last because the SMG is a very close quarter combat weapon in real life. SMG won't hit farther than 100 meters, and also his damage will crazily drop on 100 after 50 meters. So not only that his penetration power of armor or any other material will drop, also the damage that it will actually do the bullet. On the move, so the best is SMG, then AS, then SA, and then carabine. So carabine. Carabine weapons are usually bolt action systems. That's also why their rate of fire is the lowest in the game. What happens is that you actually need to reload every time after you shoot with your hand. So not only that you get out of position in shooting, like you have your target on your muzzle, everything is good, you shoot 1 bullet, and semi-automatic you will shoot again. You will just need to wait for your barrel to go down from the recoil, if the weapon has recoil. But the bolt action, you really need to get out of position of shooting and move your hand, and that's why also repositioning, and you need to retarget every time after every bullet. Makes it slow and uncomfortable, especially in close quarter combat, where usually at close quarter combat you have to need a nice rate of fire, at least semi-automatic, at least. Um, mm, 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 mm. So an overall score of this weapon in web, you can use it. It's pretty good at some points, but it's not a weapon that you will, let's say, try to too much attack with it. It's not good enough. You can be very defensive with it, and it will work. But other than that, not a good idea. SA, semi-automatic. Oh, and I forgot, the carbines tend to be very long weapons, and so that's also makes them very hard to use in close quarter combat because of their length. Semi-automatic, almost the same type of length, sometimes less, sometimes more. They tend to be long and lack of automatic options. Makes them not the best in close quarter combat. At static, they're pretty good. In real life, their actual rate of fire same as SA in a longer range than 50 meters, just because that you will shoot at semi-automatic no matter what after 50 meters, because if you shoot on automatic, the chances that you will hit will go so much down. Also, it depends on the guy's training, yes, but still, the shooting, the accuracy after 50 and in 100 meters already going so much down that you have to shoot your semi-automatic in semi-automatic mode. So actually in real life, SA will have the same rate of fire in static position. Sometimes even it's better to have only semi-automatic, because some stupid marines will just put that trigger on automatic and try to kill anything that moves there for no reason. That just makes the whole team hit less. Okay, so now I'll try to explain to you urban warfare. I will take this. There's still two weapons to explain about, but I will take the time to explain about urban warfare in real life. So, in real life, your position of gun, of handling the gun in regular combat, not in a close quarter combat, will be putting the butt of the gun in the shoulder. As you see, this is a laser tag that I have. It's small. It's in the size of a submachine gun, maybe a modern close quarter combat weapon like the Israeli X95 or TAR 21. So you'll put the butt of the gun in the back. You'll try to move your elbow up. This, it will look something like that. Okay. Now, because of Israeli experience in close quarter combat in a couple of last decades, the Israeli doctrine came and say, okay, we can change that. I'm not gonna go into details why exactly, but the change came into, instead of having the butt of the gun unstocked, you put it stocked with the M4. With this gun, I can't do it so much because I don't have enough room. But with the M4, you put it unstuck, and you put it, instead of in the middle of your shoulder, you put it in the key of the heart. And when you put it in the key of the heart, in the solar plex, my wife in the solar plex, my wife tells me, because I'm from Israel, so English is not my first language. So what it gives you, that for actually to be in in a target every time you need to move your head down and not like this. You see my head level is here, and here my head level is lower, and not only my shoulders are lower, everything is like going inside the gun, and that not only gives me the ability to shoot at high rate without recoil almost, it also gives me the ability to be lower target. Smaller target in close quarter combat will mean you will get hit less. um, Also, this type of technique gives me to open both sides, even if I'm a righty. Gives me to open both sides of the corner easily. Because if you open the corner when the butt gun is here, and you can try it actually at home, and you go around the corner and you look, it will be problematic when you look like this, because almost all of your shoulder outside of the corner before you even start looking with your target. So when the gun is in your surplex, you're actually in the middle of yourself, so you can look into corners down on each side very easily, very fast, and very efficiently. Um, that that kind of technique being only trained to the special forces, as that technique is very hard to accomplish. You really need to be well trained to stay in this position for about 5 minutes. Will actually start tiring your whole body, and that's why those special forces train in that for hours and hours for every day, and at some point they just get so resilient to that position that it comes naturally to them, and they do not get tired from it as much. And so that's a proven type of close quarter combat that works so good that our SWAT teams almost don't get hit. Don't get me wrong, they get hit every couple of months. Like, they get shot at each point of a month somewhere, but even that they got shot, they shoot first and they actually kill the target. And even that the target like hear them and understand that, okay, somebody is gonna go come out of that corner, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna hit him while he come out. So that position actually gives you not only to come out of the corner, to search the room to see your target and to shoot first of it on it, because of the high um, how to say it, high ability to use the weapon while in that position. um, mm, 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 mm. Okay, so this same as SA, but with automatic option, tend to be almost the same weapons. Sometimes, like, you can see AR-15 and the M16, which are almost the same weapons. The AR-15 a little bit older, but they have only few options different. And you can see the X95 and the TAR-21, which one is SA, one is AS, also with almost the same weapon, just a little bit of difference. And the difference sometimes only in the automatic options. SMG. Okay, so SMG is a weapon like I showed you. It's small. Used to be usually it's 9mm, except a few guns. There's some types of 9.4, if I'm not mistaken, and a 9.6. If I'm not mistaken, it's the French 50 50 cartridge bullet SMG. If somebody played Counter-Strike, I'm sure he knows about it. There's weapons like the AK-74U, which is the starting of moderate weapons to go into urban warfare abilities. So what you do is you do the same gun as an assault rifle, same barrel length. It will keep the weapon behave same in static position in long range, but because of the whole gun process is smaller, it actually gives you to be in the length of an SMG, and then in the length of SMG you can actually work better in close quarter combat. Also, there is other not bolt action weapons that give you also different abilities during the weapon system. I'm not gonna go into it. So the SMG is very good in close quarter combat and on the move, but because of his caliber and his length, except the AK-74U in real life, I'm not sure about the game. I'm sure in the game, if they said it's an SMG, he will have the property of SMG, and his accuracy will drop at longer range like crazy. So he drops the SMG lacks of accuracy in long range, and as I said, his tissue penetration and his armor penetration lacks in long range also. The technique I already explained to you. Oh, okay. So there's also a list on Wargame European Escalation. It's called 1 second. Let me see it. It's called change here. It's called the Ninja changes stab / AA and new infantry stats. Hopefully, I will remember to put it on the bio of this video. If not, go into Wargame European Escalation forum, look it up, because there you can actually see there is a big changes for the Spetsnaz force. So forces like VDV and Spetsnaz get upgrade rate of fire. VDV gets 50%, Spetsnaz gets 100, and so on. There is different types of infantry that gets this buffing, and you can't see it in game. It doesn't say it in game, but you can see it actually in on the form. Which kind of unit is better? Those also units get a little bit of buffs in resilience to attacks. That means they to root them is a lot harder. To make them run is a lot harder. They are more resilient in the long run. So those units you can use. Well, I love to use them as backdoor attacking force or side attacking force, and never use them in huge numbers, as one bomb will just kill it, and when you're behind enemy lines you cannot shoot down airplanes. What else I have? Oh, I didn't give the example of which gun is what, because when I'm making a deck, I'm also sitting for 2 hours. When I started this game, I actually sat for 8 hours to understand the airplane techniques and whatever airplanes and their rockets. The Vipel, I read about the Vipel, maybe only 4 hours for the Vipel itself. So search in Google, understand the weapons your infantry uses, and that will give you not only better understanding of how to use that infantry, it will give you a more understanding of how to use more infantry kinds just by knowing their kind of weapons. Also, you will see in game under some MG there's the sign close quarter combat. Those weapons are efficient in building to building fighting. Some like the SMG, which is the automatic close quarter combat, but there's some MG that are only static, some are not static that you can shoot on the move, the light machine guns, and there's light machine guns that are for close quarter combat. So those guns are specially for building to building fighting, which means you get an infantry into building, you get your infantry into another building, and they fight each other, and the guns that have close quarter combat buffs will get better rate of fire, better accuracy. I'm not sure exactly what they get, but I didn't like saw the difference between those and those. I never checked it out. I don't care because I almost don't use them in that matter. I do not like to take out infantry from a building with another infantry. I prefer to use flamers, zippos, bombs, artillery. Well, artillery not, scratch that, but tanks and shit like that. So BMPT is pretty good. Kevs. So this is the end of this video. As you know, it's an addition for the creation video. It's an update, so you will be able to understand better how to use your infantry. If you want, I'm starting to teach WAB. It's on Sundays, so join me on my Facebook. It's dima.bernard.5. Message me that you want to join the guys to learn WAB. Also, if I will be able to make annotations, this is video free. If I'm going to be able to make annotations, hopefully it will pop at this time annotations later. That's all, I think. My Twitch is WolfEater _Wargame _IL. You can see me create decks in real time, how I think in battle, how I actually operate. Sometimes I shut off the stream. I don't show the game cause of people trying to snipe me. I only play ranks 1 against 1. Maybe Saturday we're gonna play 2 against 2 ranked. I'm getting one of my viewers. He wants to join me, and we'll see how we cooperate with our both decks. If that will happen, then we will do 2 against 2 ranks a little bit. Have fun. Hope you enjoyed and learned. See you next next video is already made in, so you can go into my playlist if I didn't do the annotation and just pick it up. It's 4 is waging scouting, I think. Scouting is pretty nice video of one.